was recently installed at NASA. And Google was the primary interested party that pulled this whole thing together. And this one is really exciting to me, because what they're going to do is apply this machine to an area that I think is fundamentally important. It's the crux of our future as humans. And that's, can we build machines like us?
Last time Jordy was here in 2013, he was the only guy in the world, he and his company D-Wave, the only guy in the world making quantum computers. We didn't understand what quantum computers were, and I'm not sure I understand it now, but he was getting 10 million bucks a machine and selling them to some of the most important organizations in the world, like NASA, like the CIA, like Mr. Bezos. But in any case, you're not doing that anymore.
That's true.
And now you're interested in building humanoid robots that are almost identical to humans. Do I get that correctly?
That's part of it. That's the root value in this is the mind. Is if you can crack the problem of how to create minds that are human-like or animal-like, you can task them to do anything you like, and that includes the entire world's economic activity. Imagine I could give you a labor force that costs the price of electricity, a few cents an hour per worker. And they were equipped with the kinds of general intelligence that you might imagine comes like in science fiction. But there's going to be things that you think of that will dramatically improve your life, no matter.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto flat, slightly moved up. And of course, the mainstream media narrative is Mt.Gox and Germany. Now, guys, make sure you watch the videos I did yesterday, especially the last 2, because we can see the robots, algorithms, and drones are set to take over this economy. And when we look at supercomputers, that article that you're seeing there, Google and NASA, that was back in 2013. And we had D-Wave get founded in 1999. Guys, that was over 25 years ago. But with these supercomputers, you had Google, NASA, the CIA, Jeff Bezos. And now that we're in 2024, that's all we've heard about for the last 2 years is AI. And when you're looking on the stock market, you have the same 7 companies making all the money. And if you have my NWO book, you understand that this is definitely biblical. You had Jordy Rose and others focused on these supercomputers. And you know I've done several videos of Bill Clinton's administration giving supercomputers over to China. That's a whole nother movie. And not only do these AI stocks hit trillions, but we also saw these AI cryptos get a good pump also. But guys, remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. Get ahead of the plan. There's nothing to be scared about. Get ahead of the plan. Those who understand where we're going are going to benefit. Those who don't are going to get left behind. Jerome Powell is telling you right out his mouth. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates right now up. We have the dollar up. We have volume and crypto right now down. We have Tether and USDC. And we have PayPal stablecoin surpasses 500 million market cap following Solana expansion. And any NWO stablecoin will get global adoption. Remember, guys, stablecoins are programmable. They're going to be able to tell you what, when, and how to buy. And you have 3 to 6 months to spend them or poof, it's gone. And like Brad Garlinghouse stated, CBDCs are nothing but stable coins. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $415 billion. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis. And, guys, we have Jerome in the house today. And you know I'm going to bring you those videos. And, of course, we know he's going to say 2% inflation is the goal. And they don't handle certain things. And we know with all this inflation, what sparked it is Congress. Fed needs Congress in order to keep printing all this money. So you have the two people that are guilty are going to be battling it out. And guys, we call it the Hegelian dialectic. They're both at fault, but they're going to blame each other. And then we have Janet Yellen, the NWO chess piece, is also in the house today. So I'm also going to bring you a video of Janet Yellen because we know she's the main important piece to the Fed. Now we have spot Bitcoin ETFs. We have BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale right now all up. We have Australian main stock exchange to get second spot Bitcoin ETF. And as we're seeing more and more spot Bitcoin ETFs, guys, it's all about inflows. So make sure you're paying attention to the inflows and outflows. Now, when it comes to the U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF inflows, we have about 295 million. Now, we have VanEck and 21 share Solana ETF plan confirmed and CBOE filing. Now, getting over into a little crypto news, we have Coinbase Ventures invest in Ampleforth flat coin technology. Spot is going to be launched on Base. Now, we have MetaMask developer Consensus releases new toolkit for seamless onboarding. And we know we're not going to have full adoption until this technology is seamless. We had Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz speak about that. As soon as it's just 1 or 2 clicks, that's when they'll bring it to the sheet. Now we have Standard Chartered-backed Zodia custody partners with crypto lending firm Maple Finance. And lastly, we have BlackRock's Build Fund tops 500 million as tokenized treasury market soars. And these tokenized treasuries is going to keep the United States above float and then also the dollar. We see all these countries getting off the dollar, but then on the back end, we're seeing the dollar being tokenized and circulated. And when you're talking about trillions and trillions of debt, and you can just tokenize these treasuries, guys, nothing's going to be real. Even though this debt is not real in the first place, but it's definitely not going to be real going forward. You're just talking about a push of a button and numbers. And that's going to allow them to get off this fractional reserve lending and then also real-time settlement. But going to real-time settlement, it destroys the small and medium-sized banks, which destroys the small business, which increases unemployment. And we know the NWO calls the problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. And they have the solution that's been ready 20 years ago. These robots, algorithms, and drones, and cryptocurrency. These machines can take over the economy. Now they have money and they can pay each other without a human involved. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books. Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come, Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids' books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.